they're out to destroy us, destroy all of us. And I don't know how long we're going to be here, how much longer we're going to be here. Colorado Al, I'm going to go ahead and bring you in. And Mr. Bob Chapman, if you're out there, if you would, please send me an email, and we will try to reschedule your show tomorrow. Because there's the other things that need to be talked that you can address, you're the only one that can address that. So,
well, I'm on here. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yes. Yes.
I've been listening to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I asked you.
You in Colorado, Al. I mean, I just thought you were having fun.
No, Mr. Chapman, I am on a telephone line with an emergency laptop computer that doesn't seem to allow me to even log on to Blog Talk. I can't even communicate with the girls overseas or anywhere, Southeast Asia or overseas. We're just sitting here doing a live show with no music, no commercials, and fortunately, the girl over at Blog Talk Radio, she was able to bring you in before she had to go out the door because she'd already scheduled to be off at 4 o'clock, my time. So
I've been here for, I don't know, about 10 minutes.
Well, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, and I thank you for that very nice, stupendous introduction.
Well, here's one thing for you. I mean, you got the nick and the cranny on the financial out there. So I'm going to have to because I can't even get any chat room up, so I can't give you any questions from any chat room whatsoever unless Colorado Al can log in to the chat room and he can bring in questions.
Drew, the chat room on Blog Talk is no good. It's blank, Drew. There's nothing in the chat room on Blog Talk.
Okay, well, if you'll go in, Al, just type in Colorado Al is here. If you have a question, put it in all capital letters.
Okay.
And do that. If somebody comes across and asks a question, Al, then I'll let you come in and ask. But Mr. Chapman, I know that you've been doing shows all day, so and there's some new stories out there, Mr. Chapman. So can we kind of try to wing it today and let you just basically have the whole hour and tell us what you see and what you feel and what's the feelings that you see with your intel from around the world?
Well, I think first of all, today the stock market early on started to go up, and the Dow was up 284 points today, ostensibly because the Chinese said that they were not going to sell European bonds. Well, I've never heard such a stupid excuse in my life, and that is not why the market went up. The market went up because I guess the people in Washington decided they didn't want it going down. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Somebody out there keeps coughing, and I wish they would mute their mic so they wouldn't cough into the system. But, yeah, I hear you great.
Good. So, anyway, we have a rally that shouldn't exist, and it'll probably cease to exist here over the next couple of days. And, we have a holiday coming up on Monday, and so it's probably anticipation of that. So probably half the gain will be given back tomorrow. That's the way markets work, but they wanted to make it look good. And maybe they can even hold it here. Who knows? Gold had a decent day. It was off 290. And that's the outside month, which is June. $1,210.50. Silver was up 18 cents, and that's $18.49 in June. No, in July, excuse me. And oil had a big day, $3.22 to the upside, $74.72. So all around, it's a good time to buy gold and silver-related assets. And if you're still in the market, it's a good time to get out, except for gold and silver stocks, which you want to be long. The situation in Europe continues to deteriorate. There's all kinds of rumors and stories going on. I was contacted this week to go on to German radio, which I will. They wanted me to speak in English, but my German isn't that good anymore. If you don't use it, you lose it. And there's a lot of those long words I can't even remember anymore. So I'm going to do it in English. And for the first time ever, in an article in the Frankfurter Allgemeine, they decided that what I had to say was worthy, and so they quoted me in that newspaper, which is the largest conservative newspaper in Germany, and one that I have read for many years. It sounds like somebody is having a fit out there on the line, but anyway.
I know there's somebody out there that's logged in, and we mistakenly brought several of the radios out there, and they don't understand that their telephone or their microphone is open, and everything that's happening at their location is coming in here, and it's hurting the show. I would appreciate it if they would hang up and call back in. So we're back
to
Mr. Chapman. Yes, sir.
Well, it sounded like they may have, and I thank them very much.
They may have heard what I said to hang up and log back in.
Yeah, it's distracting. You try to concentrate on things, and your mind goes wobbly. And so I missed the questions, needless to say, today. But the situation in Europe isn't going to go away. It won't be long before Spain, Portugal, and Ireland need money, and I'm sure that the United Kingdom is going to need money as well, because they're in serious trouble, and you don't hear much about it, but they try to keep it undercover, so to speak. We then have, and this really shocked me, I got to admit, the CEO of BP has been indicted for terrorism, for being responsible for creating.
Who?
What's
that? The CEO of BP? Did you say the CEO of BP?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he's been indicted as a terrorist.
Wow.
And so I was rather
fantastic.
Surprised.
Tony Hayward.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We have a lot of subscribers who have worked on oil rigs, and many of them work for Halliburton, and their commentary is that we should have been able to have that thing capped and so on, and that problem done away with a long time ago, and that just hasn't been the case, and you wonder why. For them to indict a BP executive is very, very unusual. So we'll have to wait and see what the play on that is.
You think it might be just for show?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. They might start the process, and then they might say, well, we haven't found anything wrong. Right now there's an investigation by the Justice Department against J.P. Morgan Chase in regard to the fixing and manipulation and fraud in the silver market. And I don't think anything will come of that, because Morgan's the biggest owner of the Federal Reserve, and they're probably the biggest, most powerful banking Illuminati member in the United States. But there is a civil trial going to come, because there's an investigation civilly by the CFTC, Commodity Futures Trading Corporation. And so that's the way I think it will go. And I think they're stalling for time. But I don't think they'll be pursued criminally. And I don't think BP will either. And I think it's a ruse, if you may. So anyway, China says that they're not going to sell their euro holdings, so the market went up today. Overall, it was a good day for markets, even gold, which was only down a smidgen, but the gold stocks are all up 2 or 3%, which is surprising. One of the things that's been exposed here is that the M3 money supply, now, it's been about 4 or 5 years since the Federal Reserve printed what they call the M3 money supply, which is M1, M2 added up together to come out to M3. And the stock of money fell from 14.2 trillion to 13.9 trillion in the first quarter of the year.